Welcome to another one shot at the end of 4 minutes. A story about a worker who can't even do his job right.
Our story unfolds as an enigmatic figure, shrouded in a black robe, details the rhythm of its peculiar day. This entity works for only 4 minutes daily, its job ending in mere seconds, if all align perfectly. Although deprived of days off, an early finish rewards the figure with idle time, spent in the company of stray dogs, its peculiar means of reprieve. While navigating through a bustling crowd, a young boy, caught in the throes of play, inadvertently phases through the entity. The eerie encounter sends a wave of shivers cascading down the boy's spine. Continuing on its path through the sea of people, the figure's true identity is revealed to us. It's none other than the Grim Reaper, and today it has a job to do, to harvest the soul of a woman named Anita Carmine. Anita, her hair knotted in a ponytail, is a riddle of a woman. Her past remains a mystery. Orphaned at birth, she stepped into the dangerous realm of assassination at a mere 12 years of age. The Grim Reaper, hovering ominously behind her, stands poised to bring an abrupt end to her 27 years of existence. As the Reaper prepares to strike, Anita responds with an uncanny instinct. Her head jerks aside, she spins around and delivers a powerful kick toward the Reaper's assumed location. From her toe protrudes a hidden blade, narrowly missing the Grim Reaper's skull. The Grim Reaper deftly sidesteps, but it seems Anita can inexplicably perceive its movements. With her eyes relentlessly tracing its location, the Reaper is unable to fulfill its task. The day ends in failure for the Reaper, leaving it rather unsettled. Its task complete, for better or worse, the Grim Reaper settles down for its off-hours diversion, replacing stray dogs with pigeons for company. On the subsequent day, the Grim Reaper arrives at Anita's dwelling, only to find it completely vacated. This doesn't particularly bother the Reaper, as it can locate any soul in a matter of moments. However, Anita proves to be an exception. Surprisingly, it takes the Grim Reaper a full 2 months to relocate her. Once tracked down, Anita, sitting on her bed, locks eyes with the Grim Reaper and chillingly identifies it for what it is. The Reaper, taken aback, inquires whether she can truly see it, to which she confirms. She elaborates on her initial encounter with the Grim Reaper, recounting the eerie sensation of an unseen presence in her solitary room. In her dangerous profession, such sensations typically signify the visitation of a vengeful spirit. Driven by curiosity to identify the ghostly visitor, Anita ingests poison, believing she might glimpse the spirit on death's threshold. But even with her impressive memory, the shadowy figure eludes identification. The Grim Reaper, shedding its mysterious facade, introduces itself and informs her of its uncompleted task. But the 4-minute work period has elapsed, and the Reaper is compelled to depart for the day. Before doing so, it questions Anita about the poison she has taken, concerned it might claim her life prematurely. Reassuring the Reaper, she confirms she has an antidote at the ready. The Grim Reaper informs Anita of its intent to return the following day, to resume its task. Yet once again, Anita disappears without a trace. It takes the Grim Reaper half a year to locate Anita this time. When found, Anita sports a new face and can only vaguely discern the Reaper's form. The Grim Reaper informs Anita that her physical alterations won't deter it, as it identifies humans through their souls, not their appearances. Anita asserts she isn't attempting to elude the Grim Reaper. Instead, her transformation is dictated by her precarious position within the organization she belongs to. Anita has now found herself recruited by the government, continuing her perilous line of work. However, she has come to view herself as a necessary evil. She queries the Grim Reaper, wondering if her deadly profession is the reason she has been marked for death. The Reaper clarifies that the nature of one's occupation is irrelevant, their deaths are predetermined from the day they are born. Anita recalls the Grim Reaper's brief window of operation, hypothesizing that if she manages to survive the next 4 minutes, she would secure another day of life. The Reaper confirms her suspicion, but contends that she has already lived beyond her destined time. Summoning its weapon, the Reaper prepares to harvest her life. Despite the ominous encounter, Anita survives yet again and manages to keep a step ahead of the Grim Reaper in their ongoing cat-and-mouse game. Throughout her escapades, she changes her face 6 times, all the while progressing in her dangerous career. 13 years later, the relentless pursuit takes its toll on the Grim Reaper. Its morale plummets to the point where even the company of a friendly stray dog offers no solace. Anita and the Grim Reaper cross paths again, but this time Anita returns with her original face. Puzzled, the Reaper asks why she has reclaimed her original appearance. Anita discloses that she is retired from her hazardous profession and intends to live an honest life. She never fancied her initial visage, but as she has aged, she finds herself yearning for it. The Grim Reaper finds it unexpected to see Anita engaged in the delicate art of confectionery. Anita discloses that her new passion is ignited by another young woman, ironically also named Anita, who was orphaned at a young age. Anita beams with pride as she talks about young Anita's talent for crafting sweets. They establish a joint operation with young Anita baking and Anita handling sales. In this harmonious partnership, Anita feels as though she's finally discovered her sanctuary. However, tranquility is abruptly shattered by an explosion in the confectionery shop near the Southern District. The bomb, cunningly placed beside a fragile object, claims 8 lives, including employees, customers, and the owner, Anita Mauvais. Speculations are rife that the real target was Anita Carmine. In the aftermath, the Grim Reaper finds Anita laboring to clean the blood of the victims. She propositions the Grim Reaper to restart their chase, but it declines, deeming it inappropriate under the circumstances. While her victims dangle upside down, their lifeblood spilling, Anita vows to track down those responsible for the death of young Anita Mauvais. She leaves a floral tribute and a teddy bear in young Anita's memory. Years roll on, and the game of cat and mouse between the Grim Reaper and Anita continues unabated. Onlookers are bewildered at the sight of the aged Anita racing around seemingly alone, oblivious to the spectral figure in pursuit. Checking her wristwatch, Anita informs the Grim Reaper that she's now caring for a cat and asks if it wants to meet the feline. Though initially puzzled, the Grim Reaper, ultimately intrigued, follows Anita. As they ascend the stairs, the Grim Reaper mentions a preference for dogs over cats. Upon meeting the white cat, the Grim Reaper asks for its name, but Anita confesses she doesn't know it, despite caring for the feline. Noticing the cat's collar, the Grim Reaper assumes Anita intends to keep the cat permanently. Anita clarifies that she's merely providing temporary sanctuary. She expects the cat will eventually wander off. While they are occupied with the feline, Anita confesses to the Grim Reaper that its presence is her only constant, the only one that stays with her unfailingly. Moved by this admission, Anita leans in to place a gentle kiss on the Grim Reaper. Their moment is interrupted by a knock at the door. Anita announces that the door is unlocked, inviting the visitor to enter. The individuals who enter are police officers. Anita remains calm, revealing that she was the one who summoned them. Upon inquiry about her identity as Anita Carmine, she confirms that she placed the call. With unsettling calm, Anita confesses to having killed 386 people since she was 12 years old. She further reveals she has collected 52 pieces of evidence correlating with her crimes, expressing a desire to turn herself in. The officers are left dumbstruck, unable to comprehend the bizarre confession. The Grim Reaper, still frozen from the kiss, sits silently next to the white cats, spectating the unfolding drama. The Grim Reaper pays Anita a visit in her solitary holding cell. Observing the Reaper, she mentions her suspicion about her meals being tampered with, probably laced with antipsychotics or a similar substance, rendering her mind cloudy. Upon inspection of her food, the Grim Reaper discerns that multiple substances have indeed been added, silently nudging her closer to her impending demise. Anita's cell remains a well-guarded secret, known only to a handful of officers, leaving no records of its existence. Thus, Anita earns the epithet of the invisible prisoner. Confined in her quiet cell, Anita spends her time staring vacantly into the distance. The cocktail of drugs in her system intensifies her perception of the Grim Reaper, allowing her to see its face with increasing clarity. Rising slowly, she proposes that they restart their game. The Reaper looks at her, then confesses that their long game of cat and mouse has been a source of intrigue and amusement, something it has never experienced with any other human. The Grim Reaper expresses gratitude for Anita's existence in its life. Anita, taken aback by the Reaper's candid confession, can only stare at its face. The Grim Reaper then informs her that their long-standing relationship is reaching its conclusion. Summoning its weapon, it prepares to fulfill its long-delayed task. Suddenly, a multitude of Grim Reapers begins to materialize within Anita's holding cell. Confused, she looks questioningly at her familiar visitor. The Grim Reaper proceeds to explain that due to its inability to harvest her soul over the years, higher authorities had repeatedly dispatched new Reapers to take over the task. However, reluctant to part ways with her, the Grim Reaper eliminated each one of its replacements, intending to prolong their time together. This defiant behavior had not gone unnoticed, resulting in severe disapproval from the Reaper's superiors. Anita, peering curiously at the Reaper, inquires whether there are many of its kind. The Reaper confirms there are, although their numbers fall short of the human population. Intriguingly, Anita requests to borrow the Grim Reaper's weapon. The Reaper, after a moment's consideration, agrees, on the condition that she's capable of wielding it. With an assertive tone, Anita posits that if all Reapers follow the same rules, she should gain an additional day of life should she survive their presence for 4 minutes. The Grim Reaper corroborates this notion, which instantly brings a triumphant grin to Anita's face. Armed and ready, both Anita and her Reaper brace themselves to combat the incoming multitude of Reapers. However, their combined resistance ultimately falls short, as they are defeated after 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Nevertheless, the brevity of their lives becomes insignificant. The fleeting moments shared between the Grim Reaper and Anita, their interactions, and their shared time, short as it was, held inexplicable longevity. This was all the Grim Reaper had ever sought. Officers arrive to find Anita lifeless in her cell. Their confusion deepens upon discovering the serene, almost joyful expression gracing the face of the convicted murderer. And thus concludes the intricate tale of the Grim Reaper and Anita.
Do you think the Reaper got bored doing his work, ending up just having fun with Anita? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you on the next page.